latest news in North Central Washington, go to NCWLIFE.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@NCWLIFE.com or call 888-2020.
Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And yeah, what we're seeing is pretty much what we're getting around North Central Washington, and that is thunderstorm activity. We talked about that possibility yesterday, and we do have a good chance that some of these storms will produce some heavy rain and maybe even some small hail. And this is almost all across central and eastern Washington. A better chance, though, over in the eastern part of the state, down into southeast Washington, where temperatures climbed into the 90s today. And yes, we could even see some scattered lightning, which we really hope doesn't happen with these storms at some point late this afternoon and into early evening. We'll have the complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. The Community Foundation of North Central Washington has stepped up to help the United Way of Chelan and Douglas counties. This past weekend, the fourth God's Closet giveaway event was held at the Valley View Seventh-day Adventist Church. That was in East Wenatchee. And an FYI tonight from Okanogan County Emergency Management that stored hay dampened by recent flooding poses a serious risk for spontaneous combustion. But first, we begin tonight. Brian Flonis has announced that he will be stepping down as superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. The announcement was made at last night's school board meeting. The board reportedly granted Flonis's request for a change in his contract that expires in 2020. Flonis was originally hired in 1987 as the district's athletic director. He climbed the ladder to Dean of Students to Deputy Superintendent and then Superintendent. In a press release from the Wenatchee School District, Flonis said, quote, "I'll be at the age where it's time for me to write a new chapter in my life," unquote. We will have more with Brian Flonis tomorrow right here on the NCWLIFE channel, and you can find the full Wenatchee District press release on our website at ncwlife.com. The Community Foundation of North Central Washington has stepped up to help the United Way of Chelan and Douglas counties. The foundation announced Tuesday that it has distributed over $53,000 to bridge the gap in funding for several United Way partner agencies that were anticipating support in 2018. The distribution was delayed due to financial issues. 13 nonprofit organizations were selected to receive funding based on being a United Way partner agency in 2017 that were likely to be funded in 2018. Each will receive the first quarter amount they received in last year's distribution. Not all agencies that have applied for 2018 funding from United Way may be included in this distribution, as the United Way has not finalized those selections. This past weekend, the fourth God's Closet giveaway event was held at the Valley View Seventh-day Adventist Church in East Wenatchee. Over 265 families were served with over 1,325 bags of children's clothing given away, along with assorted baby gear, including swings, bouncy seats, bathtubs, and more. In addition, hundreds of toys were also distributed. Those attending pay a $1 entrance fee that goes towards expenses of the event, and all of the items are free. Over 50 volunteers helped to sort, set up, and help run the event. The next God's Closet event is scheduled for Sunday, September 9th. You can follow God's Closet on Facebook to stay in touch about those upcoming events. Well, an FYI tonight from the Okanogan County Emergency Management. Stored hay dampened by recent flooding poses a serious risk for spontaneous combustion. Wet hay stimulates microbial growth that produces heat that in turn dries out surrounding hay surfaces, simulating more microbial growth. Various types of microbes live and die as the internal bale temperature climbs. Watch for steam rising from bale surfaces, condensing on the roof and eaves of the barn. You may see mold starting to grow on those surfaces. There will also be an acid hot tobacco odor from the bales. Bales that are steaming or hot to touch should be removed from the stack and placed in an open area. This will ensure they dry out. If they do not combust, it does not happen in the barn. Coming up next, how are you dealing with the rising cost of gasoline? The average price at the pump in the Wenatchee area is $3.27 a gallon, and U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell blames the Trump administration for the rising cost of gas. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
I love nature, but I signed up to lease Hondas, not take a hike. I know, right?
Hey everybody, come on up. The reason why I brought you out here is for a great team building exercise.
Customer wants to talk lifetime warranty. Can I go?
Yeah, go.
Hey, us too, we gotta go.
Go.
Welcome back. In other news, it's what everybody's talking about right now. How are you dealing with the rising cost of gasoline? The average price at the pump in the Wenatchee area is now $3.27 a gallon, according to the website gasbuddy.com. One of the customers we spoke with today said the added expense is eating into his budget.
I just noticed, I drove by here yesterday, I think it was 6 cents cheaper yesterday than it was today, and I've noticed the price is going up for about a few weeks now, and it affects our business as far as we have we have 6 vehicles, and that affects our business tremendously as far as the expenses that we have to put out for that.
So what's causing the increase? Patrick DeHaan is a petroleum analyst for Gas Buddy, and he says it's a case of supply and demand.
Well, this is coming as oil prices rise. Kind of some extenuating circumstances that we can tie back to a 2016 decision by OPEC to cut crude oil production. That has led to an imbalance in supply and demand, and for the last 17 months as a result, demand has outpaced supply, and that's eaten into U.S. oil inventories, which are 88 million barrels lower than where they were last year, and contributing to higher oil prices, which is trickling down and pushing gas prices higher.
DeHaan says it's possible that prices could rise even more later this summer, and that, he says, is primarily because of global pressures on the cost of crude oil.
Not a whole lot in terms of demand that Americans are cutting back on, at least at this point. Demand remains very strong, so coupled with geopolitical tensions that could continue to be an impact, we may see gas prices go higher. I think a lot will hinge on what happens with Iran, if other allies will follow the U.S. lead and place sanctions on Iran. That could limit the flow of crude oil from Iran to the global market and thus be another supply problem. So we could see more of an impact from the Iran deal. Currently, there's kind of a negligible impact from the withdrawal from the nuclear pact, but certainly it does look like in the future that there could be more price increases, as most of these issues involve perhaps less supply to the global market than more supply.
DeHaan adds that gas prices normally go up at this time of year as suppliers switch to a pricier summer blend of petroleum. U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell blames the Trump administration for the rising cost of gasoline. Cantwell spoke to the issue at a Washington, D.C. news conference this morning.
This weekend is the start of the summer driving season, and the average American household will pay $167 more in fuel costs this year. $167 more in fuel costs this year. According to the AAA, average gas prices in my state are currently the third highest in the country at $3.40, and in some parts are closer to $4. What we know is that gas prices have gone up 25% since the tax law went into effect. So as families are facing 3 times higher the cost, these corporations have gotten some of the largest tax breaks in our history. 4 of the largest U.S. companies got $15 billion in a corporate tax cut. 7 of the biggest oil companies got $13 billion in new stock buybacks. And yet, American consumers are facing $3 to maybe $4 of gas price in the very near future. That's sticker shock to the American family. What they're seeing could get worse, and that is why we are calling on President Trump to act. We do not want to see the price of oil get more expensive as we go into the summer driving season. We know that it is higher, 60 cents higher in a gallon than last year, and we know that the effect of this on the consumer, on the driving public, but also on our businesses that depend on transport. So many of the sectors of moving product around the Northwest are about transportation systems, and making those products more expensive challenges our economy.
Cantwell joined Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senators Markey and Menendez at today's news conference. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
I left home at 14 and I had my first child at 17. I was an addict, and that destroys your whole world. I actually just kind of walked into Goodwill and they trained me. Yeah, Goodwill doesn't look at you as a person with barriers. I love my job. Goodwill's more than just a thrift store. But I have a future, and so does my community, because of the programs Goodwill offers. I kind of look in the mirror and I'm happy with who I see every day. And I'm thankful for that. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Do you have what it takes to succeed at Charter College and in a new career? You do if you're a charter type. Charter types are driven. Charter types are team players. Charter types stay positive when things get tough. Charter College isn't for everyone, but if you're ready to work in order to change your life, you're just our type. Charter College, we work to get you to work.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
And now, a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday. The Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball team has been sold. Jim Corcoran, the man who founded the Woodbat Summer Collegiate team in 2000, has sold the club to Jose Oglesby, a former Microsoft manager. According to a press release last night, Oglesby is a lifelong baseball fan who grew up in the Columbia and Panama Canal Zone, listening to broadcasts of Major League games he could find on the radio. Ken Osborne will stay on with the team as its general manager and chief operating officer. Osborne joined the club in 2006 as assistant manager and became part owner in 2008. Corcoran says he'll serve in an advisory capacity over the summer to help with the new ownership transition. Oglesby says, quote, "We will continue to provide a wonderful entertainment value for the community. We will maintain our current community relationships and develop new ones. We intend to maintain our tradition of excellence on and off the field." I am meeting with the new ownership and the outgoing ownership, Jim Corcoran, later on today. We'll have that tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, let's head to the links for the Les Schwab scoreboard on day one of the WIAA State Golf Championships at the Boys 4A Tournament at Canyon Lakes in Kennewick. Wenatchee's Jarrett Bishop and Eastmont's Connor Doyle matched stroke for stroke, each tying for 25th with opening round 76s. Now to Doyle may have put himself in the top 10. He shot a 73. Bishop shot a second round 84. The rest of the local contingent played well, but did not make the cut. Wenatchee's Hunter Swartz shot an 81. Eastmont's Zach Hammond 85. Wenatchee's Trey Stegman 87, and the Wildcats' Jacob Bindley an 88. To the 4A girls tournament at Sun Willows in Pasco, Wenatchee's Taylor Tagasugi is tied for 16th after the opening round yesterday of a 75. She may have fallen back a little bit, though, on day 2. She shot a second round 80 today. Not making the cut were Eastmont's Emily Wentworth and Carmen Lang, as well as Wenatchee's Ashley Turner and Julie Neff. The 1A boys tournament's being played at Liberty Lake in Spokane. Chelan's Miles Grossberg and Cascade's Tim Wells both shot 85s on day 1 to advance to day 2. Today, Grossberg shot another 85, while Wells shot an 86. Not quite making the cut were Chelan's Seth Hanu and Corbin Morley and Cascade's Isaac Cortez. Finally, so few girls playing golf in the smaller schools, they combine them into one state tournament, the 1B, 2B, and 1A. That's happening at Hangman Valley in Spokane. Tough course, battling the course yesterday, but not making the cut were Chelan's Kaylin Boykin and Emily Christensen and Cascade's Emma Nielsen. Congratulations, ladies, on even making it to the state tournament. That is quite an accomplishment. One we didn't have time for yesterday, the 19th anniversary of a record-breaking performance in college baseball. It was May 22nd, 1999. Florida State's Marshall McDougal hit 6 home runs in a single game and had 16 RBIs. Let's watch.
2-1 pitch is high in the air to deep left field, and Marshall's already in his home run trot. Left center field, that sucker is gone. Florida State takes the lead back 3-2. 0-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball to center field. Back goes Long and Swope at the track, and that ball is gone. 2-run homer by Marshall McDougal, is second of the day. Marshall is, here's the stretch in the 3-1 pitch, and there's a high fly ball to deep center field. Back goes Larry Long. He looks up, it's gone. Home run number 4, Marshall McDougal. The 1-2 pitch, and there's a high fly ball to deep center field. They're going to turn and watch it. 5 home runs for Marshall McDougal, a grand slam. And the pitch to Marshall, and he hits a high fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Larry Long to the track. Oh my goodness, that's gone! 6 home runs by Marshall McDougal, a new NCAA record. RBIs 14, 15, and 16, a new NCAA record. And the Seminoles congratulating Marshall McDougal at home plate. It's 24-2, Marshall McDougal with a day for the ages. 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in.
And by the way, besides the 6 home runs, he also got a single. He went 7 for 7 in the game. McDougal was drafted by the Oakland A's, limited by injuries, never developed into a star. He is now a high school coach in Florida. Well, the Mariners now have won 4 straight back-to-back extra inning games after a 3-2 10-inning affair last night. Guillermo Heredia's RBI double in the 10th scored Gene Segura to provide Seattle the win. Mike Zunino tied it in the 7th with a 2-run homer. Nick Vincent worked an inning and a third for the win, while Edwin Diaz picked up his 16th save. Seattle and Oakland playing again tonight. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. In tonight's features story, now that the apple trees have blossomed and the cherries are growing, homeowners with a tree or two in their yard are reminded that they need to control pests just like commercial orchardists. On this morning's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, WSU Master Gardener Bonnie Orr told host Dan Kuntz there is a good reason why.
There's something really critical. If you have a backyard apple tree or cherry tree, you must we must control for insect pests, which are the codling moth and the cherry fruit fly.
You were legally required to do that.
You are, and it's only right because our industry here, it depends on bug-free fruit. So If you need information, the Master Gardeners have it. You can get it online. You can call them. We can mail things to you, but you must do it. And the thing is that we know where every tree is.
So if you haven't, most of the, I'm spitballing here, but I'm assuming most of the people who have a backyard apple tree or backyard cherry tree, it's an older house and they've been there quite some time.
People are still planting them, and wow. What you do with 300 pounds of cherries is beyond me. but you know, the thing is that you can either protect it conventionally, or you can or you can protect it organically, and it's your choice. But it must be done.
It has to be done.
That's the number one thing. Number one thing.
Orr also recommends that this is the time of year to lay down mulch to control weeds and pull any noxious or nuisance weeds before they spread. We'll be back with the recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom of quality home furnishings, you'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswell's and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
How about having majestic mountains, a beautiful shoreline, and 26 acres of lush walking trails be the backdrop of your special event? Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp has cabins, meeting spaces, and a lodge with a kitchen that will accommodate large gatherings. Our staff at Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp will work with you to ensure that your wedding, retreat, class reunion, or birthday is amazing. Reserve your day today.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shanlin here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Recapping our top stories tonight, Brian Flonis has announced that he will be stepping down as superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. The announcement was made at last night's school board meeting. The board reportedly granted Flonis' request for a change in his contract that expires in 2020. Flonis was originally hired in 1987 as the district's athletic director. He climbed the ladder to Dean of Students to Deputy Superintendent and then Superintendent. This past weekend, the 4th God's Closet giveaway event was held at the Valley View Seventh-day Adventist Church in East Wenatchee. Over 265 families were served with over 1,325 bags of children's clothing given away, along with assorted baby gear, and it included swings, bouncy seats, bathtubs, and more. In addition, hundreds of toys were also distributed. Those attending paid a $1 entrance fee that goes towards expenses of the event, and all of the items are free. Over 50 volunteers helped to sort, set up, and help run the event. The next God's Closet event is scheduled for Sunday, September 9th. You can follow God's Closet on Facebook to stay in touch about upcoming events. Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Boy, it got hot out there this afternoon as we take a look outside our weather window, but This is what's happening all around north central and eastern Washington right now. Cumulonimbus clouds, which produce thunderstorms, are rumbling all through our area. We have heard some downpours of rain in some locations. We could still see that into our early morning hours as well. And as we take a look at our surface loop, it'll give you a better idea really what we're looking at. At 6 o'clock tonight, yeah, some showers around, and the entire western United States inundated with shower activity. There's a large area of low pressure in the desert southwest. It's kind of connecting with the low pressure system in eastern Washington, which is kind of fueling all of this rain activity. But by tomorrow at 5 o'clock, we are back to our nice weather map where we're seeing 70s and the oranges and dark orange are 80s and 90-degree temperatures. Right back late tomorrow. By Friday, more of the same. We'll see that beautiful weather, and boy, it will extend all the way in to parts of eastern Montana and even up in Alberta. Temperatures there in the 80s on Friday, and then a bit of a cool down on Saturday as we kick off our Memorial Day weekend. We'll see temperatures fall back into the mid and upper 70s for most of Washington state, and even some 60s in the western part of the state. But as we move into Sunday and into our Memorial Day weekend, there we go, right back into the 80s again. We'll stay in the low 80s for Sunday with some 60s once again still to our west. High pressure will build back into the Pacific Northwest, and that will bring us beautiful weather on Saturday, Sunday, and even nicer on Monday with highs then in the mid to upper 80s. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight, 62, very mild for our overnight low. Most of the thunderstorm activity should end as we get into our evening and dark hours tonight. For Thursday, back to the warm stuff. 88 degrees will be our high temperature for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Keep in mind, 73 is our normal high for this time of year, and we are well above that throughout our forecast. Friday, partly cloudy, a little bit of wind on Friday, and 85. As I mentioned, our coolest day will be on Saturday with 79 degrees as our forecasted high temperature. Even nicer, you can't see it, but even nicer on Monday. There it is. And Uriah, great job with the flag, by the way. Memorial Day Monday, 87 degrees, 58 your low. And on Tuesday, sunny skies, very nice temperatures with a high expected right around 84. And as we leave you tonight, an Ontario, Canada couple were traveling a logging road and came across an incredible sight as two male lynx were squaring off. Watch and
Who runs into this?
I'm gonna kill the pig. Oh, jeez.
We're getting this. Do you know how rare this is?
That was amazing. If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on the NCWLIFE Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCWLIFE channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCWLIFE channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want.
Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV set free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Get the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to Localtel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.